How we going, fellas? Is everything in sync? We got it. Joey, Oliver, Josh Rabbitohs, Nathan's in here, Liam's in here, Tommy's in here, Tommy Meldrum, good to see you. MP the King, rest in peace, Paul Green. Indeed, rest in peace, man. I will talk about Paul Green. To start off this little stream, I'm not sure how many people got in here at the moment. I will say on the screen right now, you can see it's a little donation box. Doing something a little bit different. This is the Tips and Predictions live edition. Haven't done one of these in years, in literal years. And last time I did it, it was a lot different than what it is now. So, yeah, we're going to be doing a Tips and Predictions going through every game of the week. Not something that I'm looking to be doing all the time, but nonetheless, we will be doing it this time. Like I said, though, I don't want to touch on the whole Paul Green situation. Obviously, Paul Green, former coach of the Cowboys, coached Queensland, won a premiership with the Cowboys, the only premiership, made another grand final. I think he played 150-odd NRL games. I mainly know him as the NRL coach. I know he's played NRL, but for me, he was the coach. It's sort of come out that it was mental health related. His passing, age of 49, and someone like, guys, if you've been and you've watched some of the streams, you've seen me get emotional, you've seen me cry. I've acknowledged my own sort of mental health sort of stuff as well. No shame in talking about it. It doesn't have to be publicly like I'm doing, but if you ever need to chat and you don't need to get stuff off your chest and talk, do it. Please do it. Guarantee you feel a lot better after talking about it. Guarantee it. Whether it's professional, whether it's a mate, whether it's your family, whether it's just someone, just anyone. Don't bottle it up. I won't say too much more about it because it's something that I feel like, unless a YouTube did. Can't really talk too much about it, but I did want to address it because it is something that is, there is still a stigma about it. Although we want to talk about it as if there's not. Definitely is a stigma, especially with men's mental health. So, just wanted to start off this one by saying, guys, please, men, boys, guys, everyone, please talk about this stuff. That goes to me. I need to talk about this sort of stuff too. Need to live by example. But rest in peace, Paul Green. He'll be missed by the NRL community. It wasn't that long ago we're talking about Paul Green, whether he's going to be the coach of this and that team, and all of a sudden he's gone at 49. So, it's not a fun topic to talk about. Obviously not a fun start to the stream, but I needed to address it. I know at some point throughout the stream there's going to be lots of rest in peace Paul Greens and all that sort of stuff. So feel free to pay your respects in the comment section below. But it feels weird to go from that straight into the tips and predictions, but that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And for this stream, we're not going to be playing Rugby League Live 4. We're not going to be doing anything like that. We're just going to be doing the tips and predictions. You can see I got the green screen set up. We got the webcam going. But just going to be doing the tips and predictions like I would for a normal video. But obviously we're live. I can address some of the comments. Anthony's in here as well. Too young, too soon. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get into the first game, which is tonight. Is the Penrith Panthers up against the Melbourne Storm. I actually played this game on Rugby League Live 4. Probably be going up tomorrow. But we have two pretty underwhelming sides considering what this game could have possibly been. Obviously, Penrith have a heap of players out. A lot of controversy around the whole Jamin Salmon sort of thing. And Melbourne Storm obviously missing quite a few players as well. Storm getting a few players back. Nofaluma played last week. Nick Meaney's back for them. Xavier Coates is another one who is back. So they do get a few players back. But in terms of this being this massive clash, I don't really feel that excited. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the excitement for Penrith up against the Storm, it just isn't there. I don't know if I'm just imagining that. Chat, let me know. Is anyone super, super excited for this Penrith Storm game? Storm find themselves in 4th spot. They're not in with a chance in the minor premiership. Penrith have pretty much wrapped up the minor premiership, and they've got a lot of injuries and stuff. Is it going to be a good game? I think it'll be a decent little game. But at the same time, I don't feel like this game reflects anything on both of these sides, because no matter what, whoever wins, it's always going to be like, oh, well, Storm were missing such and such, Penrith were missing such and such. It's just a throwaway game. So, in terms of an actual winner for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and say that I think the Storm are going to win this one. I think the Storm have enough troops, whereas Penrith have a Very weak side. It's a very weak side. You go through their forward pack, go through their backs, the halves, like even kick-outs not playing. The Storm should win this one. If they're like any threat in September, they need to sort of win this sort of game. But lately the Storm just haven't been the Storm. So we'll see how they go. But I'm going to be going the Storm. I'll go 1-12. I don't think it's going to be, a massive blowout or anything like that. I think it'll be fairly close. But yeah, Storm 1-12. Chat, who do we think? Yeah, no one cares for the Melbourne. Yep, I'm with you. Tipping Melbourne. There you go. What's up to Braxton too? Moving on to the next game. It says the New Zealand Warriors taking on my Kangaroo Bankstown Bulldogs. Mount Smart it is. I'm bloody excited. I'll be at work. Can't watch the game, but that doesn't matter. I'm still excited. I think this is a very, very winnable game for the Bulldogs. This is the sort of game that the Bulldogs should be winning. Last week, pretty decent performance against the Cowboys. These are the sort of performances you need to win, though. You need to beat these sort of sides. And as of late, the Bulldogs have been beating these sort of sides. Poor Warriors, man. Can't catch a break. Going home to New Zealand, though. Last time they played there, pretty sure they won. I think it was the last time they played there. Definitely remember them playing at Mount Smart and beating the Tigers. I think that might have been the last time. Is it going to be the same deal against the Dogs? I don't think so. I think the Bulldogs are flying at the moment. Obviously not flying in terms of actual results, but just in terms of how they're playing free-flowing footy, I think they're going to get the job done. I think it is going to be 13+2. I think we're going to see a nice little performance by the Dogs. Hopefully backing up a decent performance against the team who's coming second, the Cowboys. And plus, it's the Warriors. I can't tip the Warriors. They're too inconsistent, man. Even at home, like, if they were taking on, I don't know, Knights or, I don't know, Tigers or someone, I would tip them. But not this time, man. Not this time. Chat, who do we think is going to win? 34-10, tip the Dogs. Yep. So we're getting, the chat seems to be tipping the Dogs. Now moving on to the Parramatta Eels up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now this should be a pretty good game. Eels, all of a sudden, hit some form. It's been a long time coming, but they've hit the form. And does this mean they're going to be a premiership threat? I don't necessarily think so, but they're playing some pretty good footy at the moment. Same can be said for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Both teams sort of hitting some form at the right time of the season. Obviously, like the Eels one didn't really make a lot of sense because there was just purely a form thing, whereas the Rabbitohs was Latrell Mitchell coming back into the side. So at least I understood that one. In terms of picking a winner for this one, I feel like Mitchell Moses being out, it does throw a spur in the works. I know Arthur played really well last week. Actually, congratulations, Jacob Arthur. Silencing a lot of critics there, including myself. I thought he played really, really good. Eels pushing for a top 4 spot. Same for the Rabbitohs. I don't know if they're necessarily actually a chance to get in top 4, but 5th up against 6, I think it's definitely going to be a 5th up against 6 game. Picking a winner. Chat, who do we reckon? South, Eels. I'm thinking, I'm going to go Eels for this one. I think Eels at home. Jacob Arthur is there. If Mitchell Moses plays, I'd definitely pick the Eels. I'm kind of swaying towards Rabbitohs now, but I'm going to stick solid with the Eels. I'm going to go Eels 1-12. I think it's going to be a tight one. Moving on to Saturday. It is the Sydney Roosters up against the North Queensland Cowboys. I would imagine, after what's happened today, the North Queensland Cowboys are going to be playing with a lot of passion, although this is a game that the Roosters, I think they could do some damage. In terms of like the rest of the season, I feel like the Roosters are hitting some form. Talking about teams timing their runs, Roosters renowned for timing their run. Is it left a little bit too late? It's left a lot too late, to be honest. But at the same time, they're playing some of the best footy. I was just listening to a podcast with James Graham interviewing Victor Radley, and he just talked about how much confidence he's got in the group. And I think that is scary for the rest of the NRL. Scary for some of those big dogs. Speaking of big dogs, North Queensland Cowboys. But they're going to be playing with a lot of passion. Obviously, a former coach. Coached a lot of these players, I'm sure. Is that going to spur them on? I'm tempted to say yes, but I feel like the Roosters will win this one. Just because it's at home, I think the Roosters hitting the form at the right time. But this is a game that the Cowboys can easily win. Obviously, they're in second spot. They can win any game, especially with what's happened as well. We got a super chat as well. Liam Porter, thank you very much. Yeah, I think the Roosters win this one. Just the hitting form, man. Once the Roosters hit form, it could be game over for the rest of the squad. Their squad is so good. It is so good. So, yeah. Liam Porter with a super chat for the very first time. Thank you very much, man. Moving on to the next game. The West Tigers taking on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Tigers in 15th up against third place Sharks. Sharks going to win this one. No Jackson Hastings. Nofaluma's not there anymore. Joey Leilua's not there. Luciano Leilua, I should say. He's not there anymore. Sharkies playing well. Sharkies into third spot. Sharkies win this one, 13+. Do I really need to talk about the game much? Chat, do we really need to talk about it that much? I feel like it's just not happening. It's not happening. Sorry, Tigers fans. I think Tigers will play okay, by the way. I just don't think they'll win. I think Sharks will eventually go on with it. Now moving on to the last game of Super Saturday. The Brisbane Broncos take on the Newcastle Knights. Like a month ago, I would have said, easy. Broncos absolutely going to shred the Knights. But the Knights actually won last week. So, am I still going to say that? Yes, I'm still going to say the Broncos are going to shred the Knights. But it's just like, it's a little bit different. Just because the Broncos have sort of slacked off a little bit. But it's still a pretty good side. The Broncos are still a very good side. Is Tamari Martin back at fullback? I believe he is. Tamari Martin is back at fullback. I think that improves the team a lot. Tessie New in the side. I don't know why Tamari Martin, apart from injuries, was there. I don't get it. So, the Knights, they're okay, but they're not going to beat the Broncos. Not at home. Like, the Broncos at home, completely different side. On a Saturday too, Saturday night, I think it's going to be good. I think Broncos going to win this one. I think they're going to play some pretty good footy. Broncos 13 plus. You heard it here first. Chuck it in your multi. Chat, what do you reckon? Tigers by 50. Red Aussie, you can't be serious, man. I love your optimism, though. Now moving on to the Canberra Raiders up against the St. George Illawarra Dragons. This used to be a pretty good game. Don't know if this is going to be a good game in 2022, but I mean, Dragons are pretty scrappy. So are the Raiders. Raiders aren't going to be coached by Ricky Stewart because of his stupid comments. Absolute stupidity. Let's just talk about that for a second. Ricky Stewart, what? Why would you talk about personal stuff in a press conference about football? I don't get it. You're begging for a suspension. He knows he's stuffed up. Just to go that in depth about it too, it's just dumb. Blows my mind how stupid a professional NRL coach is sometimes, like Ricky Stewart. Like, he's been around for so long. He knows he can't say it, and he went and said it. And it's just like, it wasn't even like, didn't even seem like it was a thing based off the game. Like, I don't know. It's dumb. In terms of actually winning the game, I feel like the Raiders are going to win this one. Raiders pushing for a top 8 spot. I think they've got enough motivation. I don't know if they can actually still make the 8, but they're going to be pushing for it, and I think they will win. Dragons can win for sure. This is a game where I feel like either side could win this one, but I'm going to be going for the Raiders here. Raiders 1-12. Now moving on to the last game of the round, it sees the Gold Coast Titans taking on the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Home game for the Titans, season over for Manly. Does that mean Manly just give up? I don't think so. I think Manly are going to try hard. I think they still need to turn things around after the whole fiasco with the whole jersey and players sitting out and all that sort of stuff. Fayonu also found guilty, so he won't be coming back. I need to look at the lineups real quick. Who's actually playing? Yeah, I know the context, but it's a long time ago. Yeah, everything to me. I mean, they Titans have Greg Marshy on the bench. You got a winger on the bench. All right, I'm going Titans 1-12. Titans 1-12. That's it. Matter of fact, that's gonna happen. Am I gonna go 8 from 8? I don't think so. But guys, you got to see one of the first live ones I've done in quite some time. So hope you guys appreciate it. I know this is a live stream, but if you're seeing it after the fact, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Follow me on social media, Mr. Lincoln YT. Chuck us a follow. Snapchat's that included as well. Give us a follow, give us an ad. And guys, become a member. Got a fair few members here. But I'm gonna peace out, guys. I'm gonna go and